Nah,
Yeah.
hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of
Hold on.
tuxedo you
Say,
getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
Would you take her to prom someday?
It's a parade inside my city.
You guys have to believe me. I know I say this a lot. I was really back and forth on making this video. On one hand, I don't know if I wanted to draw more attention to this situation. On the other hand, I have a lot to say about this situation, and I feel like I myself grew up in fairly similar circumstances. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we got all that out of the way, work! The NFL and NBA season are officially over, and I need something to hold me over until at least the NFL season comes back. So I've been playing prize picks for the WNBA and the MLB, and I've been fairly successful. It's a good way to get some extra action on games that I wouldn't really watch otherwise. I post my picks onto my Instagram story daily, and I've been hitting on a decent amount of them. And right now, when you use my promo code Mikerophone, they'll double your deposit up to $100. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? At this point, I know what you might be thinking.
Mike, who is Baby Gronk?
And believe me, I really did my best to find this out for you guys. And I went through the depths of TikTok just to figure it out. And here's what I came up with.
Libby just convinced Baby Gronk to commit to LSU. Baby Gronk is the #1 college football prospect in the country. He averages 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game. On his visit to LSU, Libby rizzed him up. Libby even hugged Baby Gronk. He might be the new Riz King. Do you think Baby Gronk will lead LSU to a national championship?
Okay, so Baby Gronk is the #1 college football prospect in the country who averages 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a game and got rizzed up by Olivia Dunn, a gymnast that goes to LSU that also has a TikTok following. But I wanted more information. We needed more information. I dug even deeper. All right, I think we're getting somewhere here. So we have Baby Gronk, football player, Livy Dunn's boyfriend, new drip king. I mean, based upon what you guys might say, let me know in the comments. Is he the new drip king?
Baby Gronk may have just found his rival. Livy Dunn's boyfriend, Baby Gronk, is the #1 college football prospect in the country. But his #1 spot was just challenged by his new enemy, Baby Diggs.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
Wait, hold the fuck up. What did he just say?
It's a parade inside my city, yeah. It's a parade inside my city, yeah. It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah. It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
I think we get an idea. Wait. Baby Gronk cheated on Livy Dunn? Hold on, I need to look at this last one.
Baby Gronk cheated on Livy Dunn. Baby Gronk, aka the new Riz King, is the #1 college football prospect in the country and was committed to LSU. But recently, he's been seen on recruiting visits all across the nation. He's even met with Nick Saban and Deion Sanders. Livy is not happy about this. She might even get back together with the Drip King. Do you think Livy will stay with Baby Gronk or get back with the Drip King?
Damn, bro, these TikToks really popped off. What a lowly and stupid way to get TikTok clout. Hold on, I'll be right back. Donald Trump just convinced Baby Gronk to run for president. Baby Gronk is the #1 presidential candidate in the United States of America, and he's just 8 years old. Baby Gronk promises to fix the economy, end the war in Ukraine, and solve the homeless crisis. Baby Gronk is running on a platform for change in hopes of putting a stop to children who endure abuse at the hands of their parents for the sake of them living vicariously through their kids. On his visit to the White House, President Joe Biden rizzed him up.
I bagged the finest woman at the club last night.
Joe Biden even gave Baby Gronk a massage. People are speculating who Baby Gronk's vice president will be. Some even speculate that it is LSU gymnast Livy Dunn, but it's actually Baby Diggs.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.
Baby Gronk is a 10-year-old kid who is trying to become a football influencer. And you might be wondering what's wrong with that. Typically, I'd say there isn't anything wrong with that. A little peculiar, however, because Baby Gronk isn't training to be a quarterback, he's training to be a tight end. And the reason why I decided to make this video is I noticed something after doing a deep dive into his content. I went through many of his pictures and I can't find a single image of this young man smiling. There is absolutely no emotion in this young man's face, despite him doing some relatively cool things. He has a really sick Baby Gronk chain, but look at his facial expression here. Even his promos are a little odd. I mean, look at this.
The truth is, I'm a second-gen clone. I was made in a lab. They say they got DNA from 5 different NFL players. I don't have an age or a birthday. I don't have a heart. It's a computer software that runs me. I'm like a machine. My clone serial number is 178 910 11 82.
He's met Mark Wahlberg, but he doesn't look happy doing it. Hell, even Mark Wahlberg looks a little uncomfortable here. And of course, most famously, he's met Olivia Dunn at LSU. But even this meeting looks very uncomfortable. And not even from Livy's perspective. She's handling it like a pro. But look at Baby Gronk's face as he's meeting Livy Dunn. But this one picture, man, resulted in them really running away with it. I mean, here's another picture with them two together. And I guess I'd laugh at the Riz angle if he actually was smiling in the content, but it really looks like he's not having a good time doing this stuff. So obviously, props to the father at least, because he's accomplishing his mission. Eventually, a lot of this content starts to go viral for the reason that I am suggesting, which nets Baby Gronk an interview with The Athletic and multiple podcast appearances. Bailey Carlin actually quote tweeted this, saying, "This kid's dad has DM'd literally every single professional sports account I've ever worked on 10 plus times. Probably hundreds. Sports Illustrated, XFL, Barstool, begging to be posted. It's the saddest case of vicariously living through a kid I've ever seen, and I hope it works out." The fact that his name is Madden definitely is concerning, and the image he's trying to create for his son I think is a little odd. A part of me does empathize with this as well, and I'll tell you in just a sec, because I've went through a similar experience as well. But look at this article. Who is Baby Gronk? The father of the social media sensation shares his plan. The dad said, "I've had a plan for my son before he was born, and it's playing out now." That's a red flag. And this is coming from a guy whose father also had a plan for him before he was even born. You see, I don't think his dad is a bad person. I don't think his dad wants the worst for Baby Gronk. I think his dad, Jake, actually wants to create the best life possible for his son. And the way I could relate to this is my dad immigrated here from Iran. And when he immigrated here, he really wanted to go into medicine. Unfortunately, his circumstances didn't allow him to. He had to cram studio apartments with 8 other roommates in New York. They didn't even have a heater. He had to work and go to school. He barely slept. And he said to himself through it all,
So I can't go to med school. I have to pursue something else. But I'm going to make sure that my son has everything he needs to pursue medicine.
And as a little kid, my dad consistently told me that I should pursue medicine. I took many science courses. I've been part of biomed programs. I've no joke taken 5 extra years of undergrad courses and master's courses in the sciences, from Gen Chem to OChem to biochem to physics, biology. Did you guys know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? And through it all, to this day, my dad still tells me that I should pursue med school while I make YouTube videos. And I don't think he's a bad person for it, because I think in his mind, that is the path to the happiest life possible. And I know deep down inside he wants what's best for me. And I think the same exact thing could be said here. I think it's a little atypical and a little weird, but I feel like his dad wants what's best for him. But what most of us are noticing, and I don't think you have to be a genius to realize, going into football and naming your son after John Madden isn't necessarily the path to happiness. This is just the first thing he said. It gets even weirder. You have all these pictures of Baby Gronk on college campuses, taking visits and doing photo shoots. Who is making contact here? I'm curious about how this is all happening. He goes, "I do marketing. On that end, I can't give too much because I wouldn't want to give away what I do. It's a brand, it's a movement, I do all of that. I manage everything. I know a lot of people and I have friends who played in the NFL. I have friends who coach in the Power 5. Former team teammates from my high school team. I know people who run social media for a lot of companies. How do you have the relationships with all these people in the NFL and coaching at the college level? The gym we work out in, all the celebrities and NFL players go there. I've met Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, I've met Julius Randle, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. My friend is Dak's personal barber, so he cuts Dak, Michael Gallup, Tony Pollard. I know Amari Cooper. I've been around. For those of you guys that aren't from Texas, Texas has a huge football culture. I mean, the high school football stadiums in Texas are the equivalent to some college football stadiums. It's actually insane. He continues to say, is your son actually better at football than any other 10-year-old, or is he just bigger? And then he says, everything we do for content is on purpose. Everything is planned out. Just being a creator and being an influencer. The internet and real life and his training are kept separate. He's actually really advanced and very good at football, and he plays 5 sports. A lot of people don't know this about him, but he is a better baseball player than football player. He's a really humble kid, grade A student. The internet shows one thing, but he is the kid you want at your house. He's that kid. Everything we're doing, it looks like a show. It's not reality. I know how to balance the internet and real life. I don't think my son is a god or better than all these other kids out there. His goal is to go to the NFL. The NFL is rare, it's hard to make. And this is where it gets really sinister. Listen to this next part. So my goal is to build him a platform and a following where he is making money now and it's going into a savings account. Just keep stacking up, being a part of companies, this and that. By the time he's a senior in high school, he's a millionaire and above, and he's well taken care of. That way he can live a good life without struggle or worry. It's the insurance behind sports. You don't have to go pro anymore, like Livy Dunn. She's set for life already because of the internet. I mean, don't get me wrong, you definitely could make a lot of money in social media. I mean, the fact that he's saying that he is trying to build him a platform where he is making money now and it's going into a savings account is kind of weird to me. Because I'm gonna be honest, when I was 9 years old, I still didn't even know how to tie my shoes. Yeah, I know. I was a pretty stupid kid, believe it or not. I was a late bloomer. What do you want me to say? I just wanted to sit on my play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas all day. That was literally my life as a 10-year-old. My parents were really worried about me. Literally, it's like,
What is this fat gonna do? He just sits down and plays video games all day. He doesn't go out, he doesn't play with his friends, he sucks at sports.
But I didn't know any better. Life when you're that young, you're not thinking about money. You're not thinking about being rich. You're sure as hell not thinking about rizzing up girls. But even furthermore, my biggest problem with this is, of all things you could train your son for, why the NFL? And believe me, I know, football is a sport that is very much based on your genetic gifts. You think Tyreek Hill worked on being the fastest player in the NFL? I mean, I'm sure he definitely had to work on it, but a large part of that is just his God-given ability to run really freaking fast. And I guess you could apply this to everything but the quarterback position. I mean, Tom Brady's the GOAT of our sport. He's not known for his ability to throw a football 60 yards. He's known for his ability of analyzing and picking apart defenses and making the right play. So if he at least was teaching him how to play quarterback, that's one thing, but trying to train your son to be a tight end is very strange, in my opinion. And here's where it gets really, really weird. The father says if he is good at football and goes to college, great. If not, he'll be rich anyway. A lot of people look at it like, oh, this man is crazy, or he doesn't have real expectations for his son. I do. I say he may not make it, so you might as well have $500,000 or $1 million to start your life out. You might get a scholarship or free school by playing sports, but sports isn't everything. It goes away. Sometimes it isn't God's plan for you. I tore my ACL. I didn't make it. All I had was a sad story. And then he gives us one of my favorite lines ever, saying, I was a high school star, like the Booby Miles story, but I know how to train kids and make kids good at sports. I knew my son was going to be pretty good at sports because he was going to be around it. I put the music industry with the athlete, and I saw the NIL was coming, and I saw the climate was changing. I'm pretty good at this internet stuff. I mean, you got all of us talking about you, but part of it where he goes, I would have went pro if I had tore my ACL, is just, you hear that a lot. It's like a meme. Here's my biggest issue, man. When you go on Baby Gronk's Instagram page, his entire page is flooded with the most hateful comments, and I hope his dad doesn't let him read his comments, because that would crush any kid. I mean, no child should be exposed to this. Like, college burnout in training. Why does he look unhappy though? This feels illegal. This is weird as hell. Poor kid has never been a kid. Parents using you for money, this is not healthy. And I guess the thing that exemplified this is there's a viral clip of the dad quite literally feeding Baby Gronk lines that he should say.
Are you him is the real question.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna punch him in.
Punch
Ask
him
that
in.
again, bro. Say, man, what kind of question is that? You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready?
It's like Baby Gronk is like,
Help me.
and then the dad's like,
Nah, don't say that. Say, what kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Are you him?
What kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Would you take her to prom someday?
Now look at the reaction this time. This is crazy, okay? They ask if Baby Gronk would take Livy Dunn to prom, and his immediate reaction, what he wants to say, just look at his face, and then watch what the dad says.
Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Say on the mic.
Hey, Baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Bro, you could even see it in his face as he's like stretching back. He's like, ugh, do I have to, Dad? Please, I want to play video games. And then at the end, he's like, okay, I already DM'd her and she said yes. This whole interview is filled with uncomfortable moments like this. Like, look at this.
What kind of tuxedo you getting? OG James Bond style or what?
Yeah. Nah, hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
Look at this.
What are you gonna do, you know, to stay sharp and keep your skills up if you're actually not gonna go through with middle school and high school?
Just work out.
No, I'm gonna get massages. I'm gonna get full body massages by some baddies. All right, ready? Go. You want to ask it again, bro?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I saw that you're foregoing middle school and high school football. How are you going to keep preparing yourself to play college football in this whole process?
I'm gonna get body massages by baddies.
At the end of it, man, I just feel a lot of empathy for this kid. And I don't think the father's a bad guy. I feel like he just genuinely wants what's best for his kid. I just don't know if I agree with the methodology of it. If you really are going to try to train your son in something, train him in something useful. Maybe make sure he excels in school. Maybe teach him a more skill-based sport like baseball that's more dependent on hand-eye coordination. Or basketball, where you could be very freaking good at basketball if you obsess over techniques and fundamentals. Or the quarterback position. Training your son from a child to play football is the equivalent of making $100,000 and then spending it all on lottery tickets. That's pretty much what the father is doing. His son is going to use all of his energy during the most impressionable stage of his life, where he's going to have the easiest time learning new information, by the way. Children are very, very quick learners, especially compared to adults. And you're going to spend it teaching him a sport that he might one day hate as a result of how much you're shoving it down his throat. That's my take on the matter, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.